going on, everybody, and welcome back to the A Show with the Kings of Pro Wrestling Podcasts. I am Justin, here with Meelz. At the tail end of April, by the time we do this next week, it will be May. It's crazy.
It is insane, bro. Just absolutely insane. Yeah, man, we're back. We're here. Many weeks of doing this thing. I'm surprised every week that we just continue trucking along, no matter the circumstance, no matter what. It is here.
Now, I'm gonna talk about that a little later.
Oh, okay. All right.
The weeks put in.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, all right. So, boom. Before we get started, I know you usually ask me like, "What's going on?" I'm gonna bring it to your front door.
No.
So, all right. This is gonna be another office hours at J5. How about that? Another office hours. I have another question.
Let's do a quick housekeeping update just in terms of the show for next month, so people know I am going to be out for a week. Currently for a week, because me and you just talked about it yesterday, but I'm going to be out next month. There's going to be a guest on the 17th of May. I will be,
or not.
We could bring back 205 in Park.
It could just be me thugging it and bugging it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, chances are there'll be a guest host.
So I will be out.
How about this? Wait. How about this before you go in? How about this? I'm searching for a guest host. If you have any interest in guest hosting that show during these particular hours on this particular day, I know I'm wilding by making this like an open call.
Open challenge.
It is an open challenge for anyone, and I'll select somebody. If you come to my front door, if you at the A Show RNC, if you at Meelz TV, I'll see it all. And if you're interested in being a co-host for that week, bring it to my front door. And I'll check your credentials. I'll see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And we'll take it from there. So
that's a dangerous call. You could get literally in, but
I mean, I'm selecting it, so it is what it is.
All right, just be careful. But yeah, my goal is to potentially have 2 spot callers done by then. So if you're on the Patreon, $5 down.
I don't even know why you said that, because you know damn well.
Well, we already know what it's going to be. So this month's spot callers is Street Fighter from 1994.
I mean, hey.
Oh man! So we're gonna watch that. We're actually gonna record that. We're gonna record that very soon, imminently. And then what we're gonna do is, since our patron scammed us, we're gonna review In Your House car that almost won. That was close to winning.
Do them both. Yeah, just do them both. Why not?
We're gonna do those both. So I just don't want to make it. I don't want to have to I have to think about too much stuff in the next 2 weeks. So I really can't think about coming up with another 3. So we're gonna do those 2. So ideally you're gonna get 2 within the next 3 weeks. So be on the lookout for that. Just doing some housekeeping stuff for people who listen to the public and the Patreon show. So there you
go. New patrons, shout out to Wideline Andre. I'm sorry if I pronounce your name, Wideline Andre, if it's not so. So shout out to you. Shout out to Jules, also signing up. Shout out to Yo Call Me Rob. He's in the Discord experiencing all the pain and misery and everything that goes on within the Discord and all our, hashtag talks. And shout out to Zach, also signing up, to the patrons. So shout out to the brand new patrons that have joined this month. If you thought we have forgotten about this chip thing, boy, are you wrong.
That is a part of the things that I have to do before.
It is a priority. We're making this a priority before he gets married. This is the last gate of hell before he reaches the oasis. So we're making this a priority. We have a date. I don't want to say the date, because in case something happens,
nothing will happen.
But in case something happens, I don't want to hold you to a date, but there is a date, and you can expect it before this man gets married.
Yes.
That's all I got to say. But he's getting married imminently, so just expect it then.
It's soon. Yeah. So
I might need a new chip.
No, we got the same chip. We're gonna be good. The thing is, you're trying to get another chip. We're not gonna get it in time, so we got to go with the chips we got.
All right,
If
whatever.
anything, us having these chips might be for so long might be an advantage or a disadvantage.
Man, I'll eat watermelon with mustard if you guys really want me to instead of this shit.
Okay, office hours.
I have an office hours. Okay. So, over the last number of weeks, I've been contemplating this, and I'm pretty sure I'm just going to do it. But I'm going to ask you this. What is the best way to leave a job?
Under what circumstances? Because I know what you're talking about, but we got to do it for like the wider audience. Under what circumstances?
Okay, so I want to leave because no one from my job listens to the show, but I want to leave because I don't want to work here no more.
And listen, that's completely fair. There are a lot of people that feel the same way. There's probably somebody that hit the Steve Harvey ding. That's what you know what I'm saying, the TikTok sound. Probably people that are hitting that right now, and they absolutely feel the same way that you do. And I think that what you always want to do is like never try and burn a bridge. That's like the one thing that I will say. Like, or you know, if you don't want to come back, burn a bridge. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's dependent on how they treat you. We live in a really kind of weird world now where it's like, you know, I talk to my boss often.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that like our parents never used to do. You know what I mean? Like they can talk to their bosses about like the stuff that we're able to talk to our bosses about now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're in rarefied air in that we're not turning the corner all the way, but we're kind of, you know, there are places, I'm not gonna say every place is the same way, but there are places that actually do kind of care about your mental health. You know what I mean? And there aren't many. But if they don't, I think that you kind of give them the same energy they give you. No reason and no whatever. Get it on your exit interview. If that's how if you feel like they didn't treat you right, you know, and you say, hey, I'm putting in my 2 weeks, just do it randomly. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Like don't. And the thing is, mostly like if you do the 2 week, you know, give them the 2 week, they'll probably just let you go anyway, which is fucked up because that means they just have to pay you. But they'll pay you out, but then don't pay you those 2 weeks, which is kind of ass. So I would say have a pretty good windfall of savings that you have left over. But you know, the biggest thing that you want to leave on a good note is for really like opportunity for like unemployment and stuff like that. Like certain places like will kind of open up the opportunity for you to get that. And then I think some people are still able to actually get like COVID stuff too. So I would check into that.
I'm going to look into all of that. I don't know with our city and our disastrous mayor.
If it's just not for you anymore, then go. Do not stay somewhere that does not serve you. Period.
I'm getting pretty up there in age. And
no, you're not.
No, I mean I'm not. But I feel like I'm past a certain threshold now where I'm an adult. No bare bones about it. Adult. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't got time for this no more. I don't got energy. My energy is depleted. I have some stuff saved, but you know, I've definitely been thinking about it. Like, all right, what do I do on the other side in case I don't get unemployment? And I do have stuff saved.
And there's always that uncertainty. You know what I mean? And there's always that fear. But I'm always I took a lot of leap of faiths. I took a lot of leap of faiths, and you know, sometimes they paid out. They didn't always pay out though. You know what I mean? They didn't always pay off. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, sometimes it's about like how to take that, you know, the L. Like the L might just be you being at the job. You know what I mean?
I mean, hey, listen. The only benefit about doing this job is I can disappear for an hour and a half and no one will be the wiser.
That's why I don't want you to leave, because you could do that.
Yeah, but
wherever you go next, you got to be able to. Hey, on Tuesdays I got to dip out like Batman for an hour.
I'm gonna try to listen. This is definitely a part of my life, so we gonna work this in no matter what. Like this will be worked in 236 weeks. Listen, It is ingrained in my system. It
Mm-hmm.
is like the nails that grow on my fingers. It's like the hair that grows on my head. Every week is a new A show. So I can't, you know, they gotta, they gotta understand. Or maybe
I
they
love
don't.
it.
I don't know.
But for anyone listening to this office hours, it's like there a lot of people are in the same position at Meelz, and so many other people are in right now where something doesn't serve you and you want to go out and live your dreams. I think the past 2 years have showed us that like regular employment is bullshit. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
you need to find the employment that kind of works for you and the situation that works for you and the people that you want to work with that works for you. But do it in a smart way. Do it in a way where you're not ultimately gonna struggle. You know what I mean? So have an escape plan is my best advice for people. Because I mean, I here's the thing. I've never, what's funny, right, Mills? I've never quit a job. I've always been let go unceremoniously. I've never quit a job ever.
Wow. Not even
I've
GameStop?
not even GameStop. Like not just like, hey, I quit. Like GameStop, I just kind of just stopped showing up. You know what I mean? That wasn't like a quit. It was just like they just didn't have any. I had no hours, and we just went our separate ways. But like, I'll put 2 weeks in, yes, but I've never like quit. Like when I was at Red Bull, my contract ran out. That wasn't me quitting.
Mm.
So it's what it is.
It is what it is. You know what? It is what it is. So we'll be all along. If you hear me doing A shows and asking for more patrons, you know why.
Oh God,
Y'all ain't got the 5. Y'all ain't got the 5. Come on, man.
I need a
Okay. I feel much better about this. I have I have things going
fight.
on. I
He was about to
have
quit as soon as the show over.
Nah, I ain't quitting tuning to the show. Listen, you know me, I'm premeditated with all the things that I do.
Yeah,
I know the day that I'm putting in my 2 weeks.
dude,
And
they
it's
don't
not.
know.
They don't know. They don't know. No, they have no idea. And the thing is, it's like the thing that I hate is like, maybe this is getting too much into it, but I saw kind of like my coworker did something recently, and I saw how, from a third point of view, how she was kind of like treated on the way out.
Right.
And it solidified my thing of like, all right, I gotta go. Like,
You said these niggas gonna do me way worse.
it's not even gonna like. It's I just don't like that. I don't like that attitude. I don't like the way you treat certain people there. Like when you kind of, I don't like jobs that when someone becomes, I guess, less willing to take bullshit,
Yeah.
or willing to do things out of their, title, then they get all up like, yo, what are you doing? I mean, yeah. I'm like, yo, bro, that's not happening. So, I've kind of mentally made my decision, and we'll see how it goes from there. Listen, yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got. Brand new journeys coming through.
Cool. All right, let's go to Patreon real quick.
Okay.
All right, y'all. No holds barred. Before we start, I had some tweets last week. Meal.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it.
I had some tweets last week. Not problematic tweets.
Nah, why would it be?
But I just wanted to have a conversation with just the listeners at large and people that follow me about the A show and where we stood and the place of, podcasts in the black wrestling space. Listen, this space is very small. It's very narrow. It's very insular, if you will. So I felt as though if you were to overlook a show like ours, you're purposely doing it because there aren't that many of them. Correct?
Absolutely.
Am I right or wrong?
Absolutely.
So I feel as though there isn't enough, and we'll have more conversations about this, but there isn't enough unity between all the shows in general. But I think in particular, people leave us out of the conversation, and I think it's very odd, and it's very, I think it's very purposeful. I think that regardless of how you might feel about all of our certain opinions, because that's really just all it is, I feel like the issue is legitimately just about opinions that people have about stuff. No one has ever come out the way and said anything wild to anyone that I know of. All it's been is like, yo, that is wrong. And I think that in the end, I would think at one point that it was all on me. There was it's because I didn't make myself such a likable personality to a lot of the people. But at the end of the day, I was thinking that day, I was like, well, what the fuck does that got to do with anything? You know
Oh,
what
I
I
thought he
mean?
was
It's like,
about to say like, well, Meelz is an asshole to it from time to
no,
time.
no, never. I've actually literally come out and even tweeted it publicly. I'm like, no, I don't like when people mess with you. I don't like when people mess with Dom. I don't like when people mess with Cyrus. I don't like when people mess with Quan. I don't like that type of stuff because it's like these are people that for sure are not only just fans but analysts, but people that have their own opinions. And if they don't match yours, that doesn't mean that they have to be excluded. I think, just as like creators, we're excluded ourselves. So for you to further exclude it, that means you're narrowing the pool even more. Why would you do that? We should all be wanting to win, essentially, right? That's what they always say, right? That's what they always say. It's like I want to see all of our people win. But I was like, damn, we don't ever get invited to like pods. We don't ever get invited to panels. We don't ever get invited to conversations. It's just like right over there. And it's just like, is it because like there's certain stuff about the wrestling industry we don't care for the same way you don't care for it? We don't all gotta be agreements of everything, but like let's call a spade a spade. Like we have done and set so many trends within this community that it's crazy. You know
And
what I'm
we've done
saying?
a lot. I'm gonna keep it a
We've,
buck with you.
we've done a lot. I don't even want to go down all of the resume. And this is before y'all had shows.
This is before
This is
y'all
before
had shows. This is before y'all had accounts. This is before people give a damn.
there would be like fan, well, and there would be like years where I would be on like some like weird like people would send it to me like I'd be on some weird awards thing. People, I'd be like the worst account in the game. I'm like, next to racists, like for real, next to people who literally are white and said the N word and they talk like that shit's crazy to me because like outside of it, it's like, damn, I get a lot of respect, but I'm like, not that this respect even matters to me, but it's like, damn, like this really like your own insular little thing. Like y'all don't see anything but that part of someone's character. You know what I mean? And I think that it was just I just had to talk about it. I was like, bro, we had 3 world champions on our show in 1 year. We had and a fantastic interview with Cornell Gunter, a close friend of all of ours that got picked up. We learned about the NXT visit from Vince. That came from our show. We confirmed the Cody shit months ago. That came from our show. I confirmed Punk a year ago. That came from our show. We've gone to like 2K events and interviewed Shayna, Cesaro, Carmella, Samoa Joe. We've interviewed who else? Like we've done a
We've
lot of
done a
stuff.
lot. We've done it by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like this isn't something where this is something that's put together for us, or this is presented to the table for us. This is all us. This is all us doing our things. This is all us going out there. This is all us making this thing happen because the only way to make it happen at this point for ourselves is to make it happen for ourselves. So the mere fact, I don't want to say the mere fact because it's not a mere fact at all. However, I think one of the things is just like, I think we're very good at what we do. And there's a reason why you say the kings of this, because I think we come at it from a different perspective than everybody else, because we're the only sorry, I keep cutting off in various thoughts like I'm Shawn Michaels, but we're the only podcast that'll really talk about the marketing things of WWE. We're really the only ones that'll talk about the numbers and kind of what they mean and have an educated opinion, with us working in various other terms of entertainment, media, and marketing. We're the ones who come from so many different perspectives when we do things. Yet we are also, when we have a a guest on it, we're introducing them to essentially, listen, this is a whole nother world. The Black Wrestling Podcast, where I remember Xavier Omar, after we did our interview, or maybe he said it during our interview, he was like, yo, I didn't know Black people had wrestling podcasts like that. Y'all the first ones that I heard. And I was like, damn, that's crazy.
And that's
But
the
no,
story. That's the story of a lot of people that either were lapsed fans that came back because of us, or that they were tired of one perspective and they just wanted some people talking, that were just being fair and just talking about shit as it was. Like we don't always fucking agree with each other, but more or less what's going on. But at the end of the day, it's like when we hop off this mic and we go back to our lives, that's where it stops. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not on Twitter talking about this shit and making spaces about this shit all day. And I think that's the issue, is that that we're not in there, but we don't have to be for y'all to show love. You feel me? Like
I'm not gonna be in there because I ain't got the, we ain't got the, because I think just wrestling Twitter itself, and this is the bigger thing on wrestling Twitter itself, there's so much. Well, it's just this has happened before Twitter. This was on the internet wrestling community itself. So forums and all this other stuff for literally the last 20 years have been people complaining about things realistically in the big scheme, in the long-term scheme, in every scheme y'all don't really care about.
Yeah.
We are not going to spend times on things that ultimately we don't care about. I will comment on it. I will tweet about it. J5 will tweet about it, something along those lines, and it usually ends there. But now we're not gonna have. I mean, we're not going to start corralling. Oh, we need to do this. Oh, we need to do that. Like the whole. One thing that really irked me, irked me. I'm gonna just say this candidly. I mean, one thing that really irked me, it was that tweet of that guy complaining that like, yo, we not supporting wrestling enough and stuff like that. But one thing that really irked me as of lately, this is very candid, this is me saying it straight up, was the hashtag Black Wrestling Draws. And I only say that this irked me, not because I don't believe that it's true, but the mere fact that nothing has been followed up upon it. Nothing has been brought up about it. But I specifically remember someone made an account called Black Wrestling Draws and people got mad because they were gatekeeping and all this other stuff. You're stealing and all the other stuff like that. And I remember that specifically. And I'm like, but no one's doing anything with this movement. Y'all want these things for these black wrestlers and y'all want to say like, oh, we need to support it. Oh, we need to watch. We're not going to make the change by just watching, bro. You got to take it to the people who need to be taken it to and tell them that they need to provide more opportunity. Y'all are in these rooms, or at least you're a degree separated from these rooms. Y'all a degree separated from whoever writes for this, publication. You're a degree separated from this independent wrestler who may have worked a couple of days there. Y'all a degree separated from it so you can have this conversation. But no one's willing to have the conversation, the real conversation. They're just willing to debate online when something bad happens. I stopped debating online when something bad happens because realistically, y'all don't care at the end of the day. The only difference between us and y'all is that we don't fake like we care.
Yeah, I really do not.
We really do not. And it's not that we don't care about the Black Wrestling Draws thing, but realistically, like, we know where the problem lies. And y'all acting like y'all know, or y'all, the fake outrage to me is always like weird to me. Because y'all know where the problem lies. It's just y'all don't want to address the problem. So realistically, we get called all types of things and we say like, hey man, WWE's treating black wrestlers well. Well, what about the last 30 years of and like, come on, man. Yeah. AEW ain't been around for 30 years. I'm sure if they was around for 30 years too, every professional wrestling thing in the 80s, 90s thing had some sort of issue. Look at All Up. Look at TNA. Look at WWE. Look at WCW. Look at everybody, bro. That was just the period of time then. We've evolved past then, and I'm willing to say like WWE is doing their best to reach out and feature a lot of talents of color. Does AEW do the same? They do it from time to time. I'm not even going to hold it again. They do it from time to time, but it's not ingrained within their audience. It's just not. We've had this conversation a million times. So I'm not having this conversation again. But
yeah, I think that,
ultimately,
what's funny, like we do need to come together, but we also need to like call a spade. And I'm all for advocating, but like, man, I'm advocating for us right now. All my homies fucking put in work. If you're not respecting what Cyrus and Quan doing in the War Report, if you're not respecting what they doing in every writer's room, if you're not respecting what the fuck we doing, I don't really know what the fuck y'all talking about.
But here's the thing, right? Like, we putting in work and we making the voices, not only us, but like Black Announce Table, Black Wrestling and stuff like that. Where's the voice with the other people? You know what I'm saying? Y'all just tweeting. Y'all just tweeting and spacing. People putting in work and making sure the effort and putting that face out there for black professional wrestling fans and doing that stuff. If y'all ain't putting in the work, yeah.
It's a popularity contest, man.
And if y'all ain't putting in the work and giving up the opportunity and doing all this other stuff like that, like, man, I don't want to hear that shit from nobody else, bro.
Yeah. Anyway, show
That was
love. Show
bar.
love.
Yeah, show
Show love.
love.
It's the Brooklyn way.
It's
Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon has high hopes for Austin Theory. It's been reported that he sees Austin Theory in that John Cena role, that he's going to put him in the position to succeed no matter what. I talked about Austin Theory a little bit last week, where I said something in terms of I just don't give a
He's
shit about him.
Theory now, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry, Theory. And
Ew.
here's my thing. I don't think this week on Raw made me care any more about him. This is the first week from him winning the title. He did not have a match to show the claim talent that he has. It ended up being Miz and Ali, or returning Ali, having a really good match, and not Austin Theory there. Right?
Right.
I don't think the promo was really great. I think that, you know, there was something where John Cena had responded to him this week on Twitter saying, you had more than I had when I was coming up. And I would
He set him
expect
down like he was Monique, by the way.
Yeah, he was like, you've had this, you had this, you had this. I would hope that you were a better champion than me. But if you're not in 20 years, we'll have a conversation about that.
He said, baby, sugar hump, I would hope in 20 years you don't have to apologize for being a failure. That's what I hope for you, my love. That's what he said in his John Cena-esque Monique voice.
I listen, it should not be, you should not be getting like that fucking upset about these Vince projects. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. You could have said the same thing about Ken Kennedy a couple years ago, and then I found out that didn't work. Who knows where this Austin Theory thing is? Maybe I'll like him in a year. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But as it stands right now, there is nothing there. And I think that it's really, you know, I think it's obvious that news report was not really news. We can see it on the TV show, but it's like, it's obvious that they were like, we gave him a marquee match. We got to give him a title because we got to keep the visibility high. But it's also like, he could be better than Cena and Orton at this time of it, but he just doesn't have the character. He doesn't have the charisma for me. I just don't see it. And then you put him in there with guys that have more, like Miz fucking smashed him on the mic. Ali fucking killed him on the mic. It's levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying? And for people to like Ricochet to have like worked so damn hard to get to where they are, where they're just now getting a sustained run with the belt, and Theory just kind of falls into that shit and gets a marquee match at Mania and all that shit. I just think it's just like, I just don't care. Like I've lost all ability to care about that shit, and I just don't think Theory's that guy.
I don't think Theory's that guy either right now in this current iteration. Do I think he can evolve and change? Potentially. But it's going to be tough. Listen, we had a whole era of young, muscular-ass white guys. It ain't new. And the heat that you're getting is not real. You got to come harder. I think the Vince McMahon project thing only adds fuel to the fire. It low-key makes me think that WWE put that out to get this man more heat, because that's exactly what it's going to do. Because when he starts winning, it's a Vince thing. Like, you immediately don't even add credibility to who he is because you're just going to see it through Vince McMahon.
And that's a detriment to him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it looks to me they're going to be doing some type of 4-way type thing with putting him with Miz, and which is smart, and having Ali run with Ciampa and all this other stuff. Like, I think that there's a good nucleus of that title if they choose to go that route with those guys, because all those guys are good, and I think Miz will elevate all of them. I think 3 of them are really, really good. I don't think Ciampa quite has the personality, but he's got the drive and the work rate. Ali, he's got both. Miz, you know how I feel about Miz. You know how we all feel about Miz over here. Come on, man. Theory's the odd man out.
Listen, man. God bless. Is all I got to say. God bless.
A lot of re-signing, not signing, gonna do this, gonna do that, not gonna do that talk here. FTR reportedly on WWE's radar, their deals are up in 2024. I don't even know why we're talking about this right now.
Yeah, me neither. I hate deal talk.
It's a long way to go, but this caused FTR to get online and start doing their FTR shit. Are they like the biggest like 2 online niggas? Like they're way too on.
There's way I think personally, I'm starting to see it, and we talk about it in our Discord. But there's starting to be a lot of 2 online niggas. Like y'all gotta chill the fuck out. Even
Mellow
in
Hayes.
even
Yeah,
in
let's talk about
WWE, there's some
let's
people
talk
that
about
are no. There's some people that are 2 online. Um, but for them, I think I don't like I don't like it as part of the like gimmick and like the facade and stuff like that. I don't like it as part of the narrative necessarily. Leave the business part and just be a showman. You know what I'm saying? Um, we never see this shit in any other forms of entertainment realistically. Um, and I would like to leave it there. Continue
Mhm.
having banger ass matches. Leave the intrigue. Leave the conversation to the people who are having the conversation, and don't bite into it. Because chances are you're gonna bite yourself in the ass saying some shit that you're not supposed to say. It happens all
Yeah.
the time.
So my question here
Or
in
talk
in the
yourself out of a bag, by the way.
in the specifics here is that FTR, they're having one of their best years ever, undoubtedly. But there's obviously some interest there from WWE. I think the last time they left there, they got granted their release. And this happened what, like 5 years ago now, and now they're
I
on
don't
top of
even
AEW, finally on top of AEW, and they're finally kind of getting the respect they deserve after waiting for so long. And I think a lot of their career has just been wait, hurry up and wait.
I
And
but I feel like even with FTR, what is the difference between FTR and the fucking revival? Like
yeah,
if they even did sign back at this point to WWE, I'm pretty sure their career arcs would go completely the fucking same.
yeah,
Right now, it's a shame they're missing a very hot streak in the tag division right now. In WWE's
right,
tag division.
right.
Um, because if FTR is working with Randy and Riddle, they're having a completely banger of matches and get elevated in a different way. So it's a shame that they're missing it. But I really don't see anything different. Their careers panning out any different because they haven't really evolved or changed or anything. It's really the same stuff. I'm not saying they whack, but I'm just saying prepare. You the same nigga, prepare for the same thing.
Mhm, mhm.
If they ever do sign. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Um, well, we'll see. I I think they're a great tag team. I just think the online stuff is like, it's like you are ready for more of that when they don't get booked on one show one night and they lose a match or something like that. They got to do something silly. Like I thought they really had something with the Randy Orton thing before they left. I thought that was really something there, and they left. Like maybe they pick that back up when they come back. Maybe, who knows? Next thing up on the slate, AEW plans a New Japan Pro Wrestling joint show on June 26th called Forbidden Door. We saw the announcement of this last week as Tony Khan's huge announcement, 900K viewers. And that was his huge announcement. It was, I mean, pretty much, it's weird, like when certain like journalists and dirt sheets will be like, well, I think it's this. And then it happens. It was like the Ali thing too this week. It was like, I think they said he coming back. Then he came back. I was like, usually when they say that, they're coming back like that night. They're just trying to be they're trying to be really careful about the way that they say these things. But so they're having a New Japan show. This has obviously sparked a conversation about who benefits and who serves their fan base more. This is, to me, 100% a serve your fan base move between AEW and their fans. I'm not mad at it. I can't say that I care about a lot of the matchups. I think a lot of the New Japan guys, there are only but so many matches that you can get out of these guys that I think are really big dream matches. And I think you got to have Tanahashi and Okada there. I think that's their big trump card they're holding on to. I do think that those two are going to be there. But it just depends on who they face, who faces who. I know that Tanahashi and Moxley are actually facing each other. I think in a month or so. I think there's a show in DC they're facing each other for the US title. But I think Tanahashi wants to face Punk. I think Okada could face somebody like an Adam Page or something like that. They've had really great matches. But
I
what do
feel
you
like
think, man?
Brian is like, get the fuck out the way. Okada's mine.
Yeah, right. Like it's gotta be that, but we also know that it's gonna be a lot of tag matches, and it's like I wonder how people are gonna take to that.
Who all gonna be there is my thing. Who all gonna be there? That's all I
You
gotta
gotta have
ask.
you gotta have Rickety Knees Naito there. You gotta have Tanahashi there.
We're
You
saying
gotta
this
have a.
from an ideal fashion, but realistically, like, who all gonna be there for real though?
They could all be there. I mean, Tanahashi will be realistically, I think in June too. He'll be in the United States, and this is right before the G1. I would expect to see some AEW people there. I think to be honest, like the New Japan move is a big flex for Tony Khan. He said it a year ago. I'm the only Khan that can work with New Japan. He's been flexing this for a while. New Japan, I think, is probably a big reason why Brian's over there. So expect him. I would expect this nigga to, if that was something that he wanted to do by working
My
here,
man
and
about
this
to
is
pack himself in a suitcase and be like, "Yo, take me with you for a couple."
yeah,
You just
Brian in the G1 could happen. You know what I mean? Like I think that would be a big deal for New Japan, and that would get me and a lot of other people to watch that fucking program again. You know what I mean? Like if Brian were to come over, but there's a lot of like interesting things going on, and I think it will serve that fan base, and I think that it will elevate. It's just a question of who will that elevate? Because last time they did that with ROH, it really just elevated New Japan even more. It made like because a lot of times like the ROH guys would lose to their guys. So I wonder what the idea will be with this New Japan show come June.
I'm interested, but I gotta see who all gonna be there and what's the card looking like.
I'll watch it just to see those dream matches, but that's about it. Becky Lynch, this happened this morning. Becky Lynch, in an interview, says WWE has the best women's roster in the world. AEW just isn't as good as ours. Is not as talented as ours. They're not well represented. She goes on to say Raw has the best women's division in the game right now. Hard to argue that one, but this has obviously, as you can imagine, had people coming out the woodwork, very upset.
I've stayed on Twitter this morning. I saw it in the Discord and I was like, let me not go to Twitter.
They're very mad about this.
This is the first full day of Elon Musk's Twitter, and look at where we at.
Man, I can't. I put this on the docket. I can't tell you that I care much either way. I think that it's her and Seth. They are company people. They have worked at this company over 10 years, over however many years. This is how they feel about their coworkers. This is how they feel about the company. But it's hard to say that Becky, in character or not, isn't telling the truth about the women's division in WWE just being better. I think it just is.
Becky and Seth watch it.
Yeah.
I know they watch it.
Yeah.
Probably together. Have a good laugh. Have a good laugh. Like, look at this Britt Baker lass.
Funny.
Okay, I mean, whatever. If y'all like that, I mean, whatever.
If you like it, I love it.
Yo, nah, but where's the lie? Like, what are we arguing about? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Like, what are we arguing about? Like, there's not like you. If you argue against this, you're just willingly not holding any accountability.
The argument online right now is not that it's better because like there's people that just like bullface lying about it better. Let's just be clear. On one show, you have Asuka, Becky, Bianca. Wait, I mean, you can stop right there.
If the argument isn't that it's better, what the fuck is the argument?
Yeah, exactly. Like, well, you can stop right there with those three, right? You can stop there with those three.
Right there with those three.
You got Rhea, then you got Nikki Ash, then you got Doudrop, then you got Zelina, then you got like you have really talented people there, and this isn't even going any further. And then I think you even said it this morning. You could get Sasha and Naomi on loan because of the tag champs. So it's like what's really, and it's a longer show. So you if they wanted to, they could showcase that more. They could showcase that more than they did. But the argument right now is that SmackDown didn't have any women's matches, or Raw had one. So like, what is she really saying right now? It's like I don't think that like.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that's been the argument. Is that they also the argument is it took them 30 years to do it, which is like.
Are you fucking kidding me? AEW's been alive for 3 years.
It's equally disingenuous to say that because like, that actually makes them look worse.
Yeah. Y'all look wild behind. Like y'all look like y'all not even paying attention to what's going on in the world today. Like To me, AEW's women division, as much as they feature some talented gals on that show, they don't feature the talented gals on the show.
Yeah.
There's no. It's my problem with AEW. There's no consistency overall. Why does Toni Storm have her debut match on the show and never seen again for weeks? Not even wrestling again. Her best attribute is her in-ring stuff. So why are you not showcasing her in-ring stuff on television? Because you got a fucking bloated ass roster and you ain't got no time. Listen, Britt Baker has been off television for a couple of weeks, maybe a couple months. Not even sure.
Even if you say the match shit on Raw, the Rhea Live program, they had a segment. Bianca had a match, but also Sonya also had a segment after that with two other women. You had the Becky segment. They were on the
24/7 title. Like, what are we doing here?
24/7 title. You had more. You legitimately had at least more than 10 to 15 minutes of women on that show. And in the Bianca match, it went like 2 segments, right? Like, it was a long match.
It was a long match. She gave that little girl too much country, but it is what it is. But nah, I mean, it's not even. I don't even feel like it's that. I feel like they just represent. They don't represent women strong enough on the show. The fact that Jade Cargill's out here on Rampage, shout out to Rampage, but she shouldn't be on Rampage. She the TBS champion. Get her ass on TBS. You know what I'm saying? Get the women's champion. If y'all wanted to make 2 women's champions and just decided we're not going to feature fucking, at this point, roughly any of them on the show, why y'all do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like AEW, it's the same problem. It's a lack of consistency, but it's also they're serving their internet wrestling crave fan audience. And they're not serving people across the board. And it's the reason why they're not looking at that. They're not looking at their demos with women. They're just probably dangerously low. It's probably shit. It's probably in the red. They're not serving older people, younger people, all this other stuff like that. 10 years ago, I would have been surprised if we saw any black girl in a professional wrestling crowd. Maybe a couple, but not really.
But that's just the crazy part about it. It's like there's a lot of things that go along with that. I think that Becky's just extremely correct, and just like diversity segment of the women, just like there's just a lot there. And you just and the thing is, I think people should stop trying to argue this point. Just agree and say these people need to do better. She's right.
Hold them to the fire and tell them they need to do better. This is the same point that I was making earlier with the thing. Don't argue with us about whether it's better or not, because it's not.
Yeah.
Go tell them that you enjoy to fix this problem and that you need to feature these people on TV. Go at CM Punk, since the man loves to talk on Twitter a lot, and tell him how come the women aren't featured on television as much. At him, at Tony Khan, at whoever the EVP is.
Don't subtweet us.
Don't subtweet us. No, don't subtweet us. Yeah, don't subtweet us, nigga. We not the problem.
I don't even be seeing it. So like,
don't tweet us. We not the problem. That man is the problem.
But let's go to break, and then we come back. We'll talk about this week's shows.
Y'all got haters, man. Y'all ain't got no damn haters, bro.
All right, Meelz. We'll be right back.
No one comes out here and just demands a title match. You are the United States.
I guess we've heard enough from the Miz.
Whoa! Wow! Mustafa Ali? Another surprise return to Monday Night Raw!
Yeah, we haven't seen Ali in months.
Sometimes the only way to force change is to change yourself.
You still work here?
Aren't you the guy that took his ball and went home?
Wait, no. I know what this is. You're Mufasa, Mustafa Ali's younger brother.
Mufasa.
You get it? You get it?
That joke was not funny at all. So I'm kind of hoping that Theory is here to announce that he's holding an open challenge for that United States Championship, and I'm kind of hoping that I'm going to be the one to answer it. So what do you say, Theory? You and me for the United States Championship tonight.
You know what? I'll think about it. No!
Yeah. Right?
I mean, why am I not surprised? Aren't you supposed to be Mr. McMahon's protege? Huh? What are you? You got no spine? What are you, all biceps and no balls?
He's back.
Man showed up to work. Listen, let me tell you something about that segment. First of all, talk about music that doesn't slap.
Well, Austin Theory's music, for one, does not slap. Hey, chow down. Hey,
But Mustafa Ali, people are like, who that? Oh, oh, he back. Wow.
If he had words to his song, I think it'd be better.
It would be easily better. But also, if they didn't spoil it when the internet didn't try to spoil it when he's coming back, I might have felt a little bit different about it. So now I got to avoid the internet before Monday Night Raw, which is kind of crazy. But, I mean, you know what? Good. If I'm looking at Mustafa Ali, first of all, Vince not letting him go. He did the same with Sasha. He's like, no, you're not leaving. I'm sorry, but no. I'll let yeah. He's like, I'll let them leave, but you? No. You're not leaving. You're not leaving at all. Take a couple months, figure it out. We can work together. Let's all cool off. Let's all reassess the situation, and let's come back and make some money. You know, let's make some bread. You saw what I did with Butch. Butch a killer. Come back to work, man. Come on, man. Come back to work. Come back to work. I'm interested in what the conversation was to really bring his ass back to work, though.
Me too. And we'll talk about Mustafa Ali in a little while. Let's get to SmackDown first. Let's just get this shit out the way. That was the first of two taped shows. We're gonna get the second one this week. The second one to
read the spoilers, so no one spoiled me on this shit.
Yeah, no. Well, I'll say this: the second one looks to be the more interesting of the two shows. This one looked to be just like whatever. There's gonna be a lot of women's wrestling on Friday night, but
Ooh, okay, all right, turn up.
I am like so sure that this was just like, we're about to go to the UK and Roman's not going to be working that much because he's going to be working a lot for the next week. So that's really what we got this week.
They ain't have shit on this show. They ain't have a damn thing on this.
What was the point of the Shinsuke thing at all if they weren't going to go back to it?
I don't know. I really don't. I don't know.
That was like super weird. But I think the big beats this week for the show were the Sami Zayn Drew thing, kind of leading us to the Drew Roman thing, which I did think was the most interesting and really kind of fun part of the show this week. I don't know what you thought about that.
No, I thought it was literally the most entertaining thing on this show, because this show was 2 hours of nothing. So to see Sami Zayn interact with a lot of different people, especially the dichotomy between him and Roman Reigns and just their attitudes and looks and all this other stuff, and him trying to work with it, I thought that was the most entertaining part of the show, easily.
Yeah. And Roman listened.
I don't like no one talking bad about me. Make sure no one is talking shit about me. And you know, he sent his cousins and they, I don't know, figured it out or something. I don't know.
No, I thought that was cool. We're barreling toward, like, I'm like, damn, Riddle working both Uso bros. I'm like, damn, bro, beating both of them too. I'm like, damn, like, are you noticing they're starting to kind of slowly build Riddle back up to be like a kind of like a like a singles guy. Like I mean, he's been having more singles matches.
I mean, yeah, I think he's capable of having all these damn matches. It is interesting to see where he goes when this tag team thing eventually, spins off in its own direction. But he's definitely capable of having these matches, and that's a great part of having him on SmackDown for whatever reason, because these are all tag team champion. But for whatever reason, I'm not mad at it because SmackDown needs
people. They need people.
They need stars.
They need bodies, and I
Because
think they might have been like,
I can't do 2 different segments with Madcap Moss advancement of storyline. I just can't.
I skipped it. I'm not gonna cap to you. I don't skip anything on any show. I skip Madcap Moss every week.
I said, what? Y'all have him against Angel Garza? What's going on here? Nah, we're not doing that. Not to my guy.
Nah, can't do it. Can't do it, bud. What else happened on the show?
Nothing. Butch ran away.
Butch, you see the memes they've been doing? I called it, right? I called it.
You called it. You called it.
Yeah, they're gonna start the Where's Butch thing is gonna be. They're gonna have like some Attitude Era shit. He's gonna be in a bar. He's gonna be at a concert. They're gonna be putting Butch everywhere. So, Pete Dunne, I hope you ready to travel, but you about to be in a lot of pre-tapes.
My God.
But I think it's gonna lead to somewhere. I have no issues with it. My only issue is that, like, please get us to where we need to be with Xavier and Ricochet, which is what they seem to be kind of holding out for right now.
Absolutely. Zia Lee's done protecting niggas, by the way.
You think Ricochet's gonna turn?
Nah. Well, nah. Well,
you think it's more? Do you think that it's more with Biggie kind of like on the show for a while?
He definitely.
He won't be on the show for a while. Do you think that it's more realistic for Xavier to turn to help Ricochet become a bigger babyface?
I don't even know. I feel like just have them both be baby faces at this point. I don't think he can turn because I don't think they're going to take the title off of Ricochet. Even if he goes against it, Xavier Woods. Now, Xavier Woods seems to be calling his shot. What he wants, he gets. He wants G4, he getting G4. Wants King of the Ring, he gets King of the Ring.
Yeah.
But I feel like they got bigger plans for Ricochet. Or Gunther plans. Gunther plans for Ricochet.
Oh, yeah. Facing the big guys, right?
Yeah. That's what I imagine he's going up against in the future. Yeah, like I said, Zia Lee is out to protect herself. She's like, yo, I'm done protecting niggas. I ain't been on the show in months. Fuck y'all. Raquel Rodriguez debuts next week on SmackDown. I'm interested in if she ever gets in the ring with Charlotte. I hope this isn't offensive to anybody.
But they about to fight.
Some big bitches right there. And listen, I talked about it too when we talked about it in the Discord. Like if we ever see Jade versus Charlotte, I'm like, yo, Charlotte gonna slap the shit out of Jade in the back of her head, all types of ridiculous shit. Like, yeah, bitch, you that bitch, huh? You that bitch. She gonna do all that stuff. I'm interested to see another tall lady on the roster with Charlotte. Charlotte already fight tough and kind of dirty too.
Charlotte already fight.
She be fighting. So I'm sure Natty would just be like, just hold your own, girl. Just hold your own. Can we get the Raw? Yeah, fuck SmackDown.
Yeah, let's get the Raw. Fuck SmackDown. It'll be good this week. I thought it was a good show. I gotta cap to you.
Yeah, it was a good show. It was a good show.
What a surreal opening.
Great opening. I love those kind of openings. Openings where everyone's standing around the ring and people come in and interrupt. I love it.
When Ezekiel came in, I said, what are we doing? I fucking threw my remote. I said, what the fuck are we doing here?
I mean, he came in, you know what? He didn't ruin the flow of the segment to me. He didn't.
All right.
He was like, hey, my name, don't get me wrong. Once he in the ring, I don't know what the hell to tell him. But my man was like, hey, I just want to introduce myself. My name, obviously, this is a ploy to get KO out. This is obviously bait. It's like, how do we get KO involved? Just wanted to introduce myself. Oh, sidebar. They brought out Cody for Randy Orton's thing. Like he got his own entrance and everything.
Yeah, why not?
And I was like, my nigga, it became so wild clear to me. I mean, obviously, they attempted to have Legacy be something, but Legacy is not even close to the defining moment of either of their careers.
Either their careers, like his career is defined by what he did outside of it.
Yeah. Like Legacy is like maybe like the 5th most important thing that Cody has done, and maybe like the 16th for Randy. Like,
yeah, no. Like kissing Stephanie is like top 10.
Yeah,
yeah. There. I thought it was really good. The hug was. It got a really good reaction. It just got a really good reaction, and
Streets love Cody.
Yeah, and Cody is just that guy right now, and I'm not mad at it. I wasn't mad at it. It led to a huge, what was it, like a 10-man tag at the end?
8-man tag. That's good.
Man tag.
I love a good 8-man tag, man.
Yeah, it was which was solid. I mean, there wasn't much storyline progression on that this week. I mean, there didn't really need to be. It just was what it was. I thought it was solid. It was cool. And then the end of the match, it was very house show. It was very let's get our shit off and let's go to Europe. We got a fight to catch, and that's just what it was. What else big happened on this show? I think the big thing here was Sonya Deville, Bianca Belair. She defended her title on the show. Very rare title defense, just on Raw. Period. Mm-hmm. Bianca, I remember saying like, yo, when she had that Becky match, that let me know that she was a ring general and she was one that could carry a match herself. This was definitely fucking proof that she could carry a match on herself by herself now.
But I think, yeah, this was a lot more like gimmick and you know, a lot of other stuff. Yeah,
it was on her to sell a lot of that shit though, and that's why it
was a lot of like hoopla. It was a lot of like, you know, a bunch of other stuff. You had interference. Zelina and Carmella came down. Everything came down. It was a typical like going up against an authority figure who has ultimate control kind of thing. But she figured it out and she overcame, and that was crazy. Sonya Deville don't need to be slapping niggas the way she be slapping niggas.
That was raw. I felt like Carmella might have swung back if she was not scripted to not do that.
Like who taught you to slap like that? Like
don't slap me.
Don't slap me like that.
Don't slap me like that. She has some real smoke for her. Had to be, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
What was that?
She get invited to her wedding? I don't think so. So you know.
Bitch. You're a bitch. Backstage. Bianca's still the champion. We knew that. Where are we going with Bianca? Oh yeah, Asuka's back. I was gonna wait, but Becky comes out. I love Becky because she would have you think that she was about to turn face, and then she did not turn face.
Good on her. Listen, and she looks the part too. Listen, you can talk about how other divisions ain't shit when you flexing like that.
Yeah.
When you look like a star, you can talk all the shit you want, man. Listen, if Aaliyah was talking shit about AEW, everyone would tell her to pipe down.
They'd be like, "Baby, pipe down."
But Becky Lynch, she can talk all the shit that she wants. But nonetheless, Asuka came out.
Big reaction for Asuka.
All the kids were losing their fucking mind. I'm looking at this clip now. They're like, "Oh my god!"
Big reaction for her.
She has been gone since July. Bro, where's time gone?
I know.
Fans came back and she dipped.
She was legit hurt, and I think that when she had lost that, what was the last match she lost against? Rhea, right? It was Rhea.
Yeah.
She deserved that time off. She would have been rolling for a whole year, multiple shows a week, multiple women's reigns, tag team reigns, all of that shit. Like she was one of the pandemic MVPs, and she deserved that time. I remember saying at the time, I was like, yo, she deserves the time off. Let her go. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the division has sorely needed somebody with her presence, and you could see that when she came out on Monday night, and it was just like, bro, what a response that she got. I loved it.
Goddamn, pretty damn good. So shout out to her for coming back. Asuka, one of my faves. So I'm happy.
Do they wait to do this match, or do they do it at Backlash? Because I think here's what I'm thinking with Becky, and there's two ways you can go. Both risky, But I think both worth it in the end. And it goes to if she wants to do it, right? You have Becky realistically start losing, and then she snaps, and then you could bring in a Doudrop, you can bring in somebody, and that could be a little thing right there. And you have Becky and Doudrop face Naomi and Sasha, and I think that's a really cool program for the summertime, especially for the tag belts.
Oh,
because I feel like Becky,
risky for that one.
But I feel like Becky will want to elevate that. That's the only title she hasn't won yet.
No, you're right. I feel like she'll definitely get there. There ain't enough women to go around, to be honest with you. Somebody got to get a damn tag team title shot.
And it gets us away from Bianca for a while, and lets it be Bianca building up these other women to try and take her spot. And then, or you can have her lose a lot, turn face, and then try and circle the block for Ronda starting in the fall to kind of get her mojo back. Because right now it's like,
I think the road is going to lead to Ronda for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. By next year WrestleMania, I think the road will lead to Ronda. If it doesn't in Survivor Series, it will. But I do think that we're going to have a plan to get her away from the championship for quite a bit of time, because her and Becky have been feuding. Her and Bianca have been feuding for pretty much the better part of a year.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really think they need to rehash this unless they want to go in the cell. Is what I'm saying. Unless they want to go with the cell and she put the cherry on top of it, but I don't think we're going to go with that. Asuka, to me, is a great detour plan. You get a great feud, a great non-championship feud. The women's division needs more of these kind of things. Like there's another big feud that's just like chilling in the background. So, I'm excited for it. I'm excited for anything. With Becky and Asuka, they have a tremendous chemistry with one another. So I'm ready for this.
And I mean, Asuka's essentially like her demon. But like, if you want to even keep it even more,
I gave the bitch the title.
If you want to kind of keep going with that her downfall, so to speak, angle, have the match between them be a championship title number one contendership match. Have Asuka win it and send Becky further down the downfall. You know what I'm saying? I think that there's just so many ways you can go with her, and I think it makes her instantly one of the most interesting characters. I mean, you could even bring back Bayley in the midst of that to do that, but I think bringing back Bayley would tip the scales in Raw's favor. I think Becky's gonna go back to SmackDown, or not Becky. I think Bayley's gonna come back to SmackDown. You think?
Yeah, I think Bayley's SmackDown bound for sure.
Yeah, so I mean I think that that would make Becky like one of the most, and like there's so many ways they can go, because now they have 3 top women on that show, 4 top women on that show. It's about balancing it out and making sure that the other women have time to shine as well, with your Doudrops, your Livs, your Zelenas, all of that stuff. Like I'm interested in seeing how that happens.
Absolutely.
Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. I said, well, another one for Finn Balor. You're not making it easy for me.
Not making it easy, baby. Not making it easy for all. They revealed their name though. They're called Judgment Day.
Yes, I like it.
Edge and Damian Priest. Listen, y'all put Judgment Day versus AJ and Finn? Come on now.
It looks like that's where it's going.
You could prep that before Hell in a Cell. I'm sure they want to put, Edge back in that damn cage. But that's a banger of a match, man. I pay to see that.
I think what you want to get here is you want to also have Finn kind of get his mojo back, and AJ kind of be the one to help do that. They're both taking some pretty tough losses.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, you'll finally get, I mean, they finally closed the loop on the Damian Priest thing, which I brought up last week. They finally closed the loop on that one. Thank God. But someone, I think Jeff Hill on Twitter was like, well, because I made a joke, like, did he not resign? He was like, well, it seemed like he did resign because of that picture he posted. I'm like, I don't think that the pictures that Finn posts are proof of anything, but I do think that like they want to do something different with his character. Now, if he stops showing up,
I think if you want to like lean into it, that picture could lean more towards the AJ Styles thing, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Talking about Bullet Club. It could lean into that.
I'm a lipo. I'm gonna use my lipo on Finn this week.
Let's use our lipo. It's gonna play out somewhere.
I'm gonna use my lipo. I mean, if you want to even do that, you could have Finn and AJ be tag team champions in the summertime.
I mean, I'm not even mad at that, because that's a banger. That's just a way to. Sometimes you need to be in a tag team to be like, okay, let me chill out, let me rehabilitate myself, let me get some matches in under the cut, and then I'm gonna break up with this nigga and flourish accordingly, or have a big Mania feud or whatever the fact. So sometimes you need that tag team, you know, that tag team journey. Sometimes you head to No Mercy, No Mercy for the N64. And he's like, you know what? Let me try the light heavyweight division and see what's rocking over here.
Oh man,
Let me run up against Dean Malenko a couple times.
if they put that nigga Finn in the light heavyweight,
Nah, they're not gonna do that.
we'll never hit the end of it, man. I'm already hard up, bro.
Oh my god. I will say though that Judgment Day need a mission. They can't just be out here spooky for no reason. That shit look weird.
Well, I tweeted this too. I said Raw doesn't have a world champion, so like a lot of these people are aimless right now. Now I will commend the show for giving these people something to do in between the fact that they're trying to figure out what the fuck's going to happen with Roman, who doesn't even seem like he's going to have a WrestleMania Backlash match right now. If they hotshot this Drew thing for this show in like a week, by the end of Friday, I will laugh. I'll be excited, but I'm going to laugh.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy. I don't think they will. I really think Roman's not going to have a match. Unless I missed something from SmackDown spoilers.
Watch on Friday.
All right.
Watch on Friday.
Don't spoil me.
The thing is, don't spoil me, nigga. But the thing is that I would want them to wait for that. So yeah. But what anything I skipped 24/7 segments.
24/7. It was entertaining. I'm here with it. They gave the Mustafa Ali the Miz special. Listen, you need someone to help get you over. Miz gonna do it. He's not gonna suffer anything in the loss, and you got everything to gain. The Miz special. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Ali beat a former WWE champion who was champion just as near as 10 months ago. So,
I mean, there you go. That's
good on him. Good on
him. Yeah, I think that's it. I mean,
what do you think this push goes?
Push.
For Ali.
I don't know if it's a push. It's much more of like, hey, he's back. But I think he has a. I'm assuming it's no. Oh yeah, Ciampa did attack him. Wow, completely fucking forgot that. Well, I guess he's putting. I guess he's helping Ciampa assimilate to the main roster. Vince go look at them and is like, what are they doing on Raw?
You say Finn?
Nah, I said Vince gonna look at Ciampa versus Ali and like, what them niggas doing on Raw?
I would imagine that Johnny Gargano's looking at Raw like, damn, this shit kind of fire.
Fire though. Like, imagine if I just showed up. I saw the nigga visiting his old job. You ain't low. Brought his kid and everything. You ain't low, nigga.
He said, what y'all doing over here? No, I just came with Candace. She forgot some stuff in her locker. I'm just gonna
I'm just picking some shit up. Oh wow, y'all. Oh wow. Okay. Y'all moved the ring back? Cool.
So that's Lash Legend. Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, okay. Oh, word, y'all got this man in the title scene? I mean, if you want to put someone over, you know who to call, but I'm chilling right now.
I'm like, nah, nigga, nah, you ain't signed, nigga. Go home, nigga. You ain't signed.
I mean, security, you know me. Like, why I gotta show you? I used to work here like a long time. All right.
You good. We good. Nah, you going. You good.
All right.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Oh no, we forgot the arm wrestling thing.
Nah, we ain't forget that. We ain't forget that.
Omos and Bobby Lashley are having a rematch at WrestleMania Backlash as if you didn't even.
Shit ended like every other arm wrestling shit on WWE television. When is someone gonna win an arm wrestling, shake hands, and walk off into the sunset, nigga? No, never.
I feel like they do that to get the crowd over, because that shit was really over in the arena, and then people really liked it. Like, they really loved it.
Everyone can arm wrestle. That's really why it I think it resonates with so many people. You and your mans can arm wrestle.
Do you think you could beat me in arm wrestling?
All right. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I have not been to the gym in a long time.
So I could beat you right now.
I think you put up a fight.
Let me look at the tickets.
I haven't been to the gym in a minute. My fucking bum ankle, but you know what? I'm gonna get back in the gym, and we gonna arm wrestle.
That should be our next. That should be our next incentive. Is that I got to fly to New York and we got to arm wrestle.
Oh, that would be tight. Listen, 200 patrons.
Well, we got to do the 100 one first.
No, we're going to do the 100 one, but I'm letting people know. This is the next goal. Benchmark, 200 patrons. Justin will fly to New York and arm wrestle me. Don't watch out. Watch what happens when we get to 3.
Me and Quan in a knife fight.
You got to defeat every member of the War Report somehow, nigga. Every member of the A Show network as we go higher and higher.
We have a kumite with every.
Listen, man. We're going to have a live event in a dunk tank, and we just going to invite Twitter niggas to pull up and have you in the dunk tank while you shouting at them that they pussy and can't throw because y'all don't touch grass.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening to the A Show. Make sure you follow us at the A Show RNC on Twitter. Make sure you follow me at OGJohnny5, Meelz at Meelz TV. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week for another foray into pro wrestling. And we have a taped Smackdown on Friday, and we have I don't think we have anything announced for Raw next week. It's probably because they're just going to be coming back from Europe. So are they going to be in Europe next week for Raw?
I think they're not going to be in Europe for Raw, but some people will be in Europe and some people won't.
Oh yeah, because it's a week-long one.
Yeah, it's a week-long one. So some people will be back and some people won't. I know a couple people are flying out on Tuesday. But when I was looking at what happened?
It's the go home too. It's the go home too, isn't it?
Actually, it might be. So people probably be back. Let me take a look at this damn schedule. Next week, Monday, they will be. Yeah, what's going on? They got a
May 8th. Yeah, next week is the go home for WrestleMania Backlash.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, Sunday, May 8th is. Oh shit. All right, so they'll be back.
Yeah, well, they'll be back by then. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening to the A Show. For Meelz, I'm Justin. Thank you guys for listening. We'll talk to you guys next week. Peace.